Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be starting with chapter 3. We have already read the first two chapters of this book. I hope you were very consistent. So let's start from where we left. Chapter 3. Present as a pigeon. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. Lao Tzu, ancient Chinese philosopher, founder of Taoism, could have been one guy or a mythical compilation of many. Nobody really knows for sure. I was in yoga class one day and the instructor told us all to get into pigeon pose, which is this pose where you stretch one leg out behind you, fold the other one out sideways in front of you, and then forward and lie down on top of the whole thing. It's fine if you are a pigeon, but it's one of the poses I dread most because my hips don't move that way. It hurts, and I'm always scared I'm gonna get stuck. But even though my body has requested otherwise, I am in class and going for it and am determined to relax into it, even though I'm really just silently begging the dude to tell us to change into a different pose, which he doesn't do because he's too busy talking. He's blabbing on and on about our connection to the universe and our breath and the path to true enlightenment and holy fucking shit. Dude, will you hurry up? And I think I'm going to rip something. I really do. Oh my god, I think I'm actually stuck. How am I going to get out of this pose? He's gonna have to come over here and lift me out of it because I really truly am stuck. And then push. I breathe into it. I shut off the relentless yammering in my brain, get quiet, and surrender. I feel my body shift and go deeper into the pose than it's ever gone before. The pain is gone. The panic is gone. I am one with the universe. But then I realize that I really do think I'm stuck. And seriously, what the hell, dude, are you going to talk all night? We have been in this freaking pose for 5 minutes for real. And by the way, my knee just got all hot, and you really are not going to shut up. Even though I keep thinking you finally are, but then you keep going and then whoosh. I reconnect. I'm back in the zone. I melt deeply into this pose and feel such bliss and true connection to something much larger than myself. This flip flopping between freaking out in our heads and breathing into the now is basically how most of us go through life. Instead of worrying about the possibility of dislocating a hip, the future, or about how bad I was at this pose, the past, I could have luxuriated in the magnificence available to me in the moment. It never ceases to amaze me the precious time we spend chasing the squirrels around our brains, playing out our dramas, worrying about unwanted facial hair, seeking adoration, justifying our actions, complaining about slow internet connections, dissecting the lives of idiots when we are sitting in the middle of a full blown miracle that is happening right here, right now. We are on a planet that somehow knows how to rotate on its axis and follow a defined path while it hurtles through space. Our heartbeats, we can see. We have love, laughter, language, living rooms, computers, compassion, cars, fire, fingernails, flowers, music, medicine, mountains, muffins. We live in a limitless universe overflowing with miracles. The fact that we aren't stumbling around in an inconsolable state of sobbing awe is appalling. The universe must be like What more do I have to do to wake these bitches up? Make water, their most precious resource, rain down from the sky? The universe loves us so much and wants us to partake in the miraculous so badly that sometimes she delivers little wake up calls, like in the movies when someone narrowly escapes death and is so overjoyed and grateful that they take to the streets, skipping and laughing and madly hugging everyone in sight. Suddenly, all their problems fall away, and the miracle of being alive today in this moment takes over the screen. I know someone who got sucked through a dam and almost died, who now speaks about it as one of his most profound and life changing experiences. Not that I'd wish that on anyone, but take heart in the fact that should you require some sort of catastrophe for your transformation, it can be cosmically arranged. The universe has also surrounded us with the perfect teachers, animals. For example, animals are in the present all the time, and their secret power is to pull us in with them. My friend's dog is so happy to see her every single time she walks in the door. It's like she's about to free him from 40 years of imprisonment, even if she's only been gone for an hour. You are here. I'm here. I love you. I'm gonna pee all over the floor about it. Little kids are also excellent guides. Kids get so wrapped up in the joy of drawing or pretending or discovering that they'd rarely eat or bath or sleep if we didn't make them. They are constantly creating in a state of free flowing, concentrated bliss. They haven't yet learned to worry about what other people think of them, or that perhaps they are not as talented at finger painting as Lucy next door is. They are in the movement, there is fun in the movement. End of story. We would be wise to take more of our cues from the beasts and babies. All the stuff we are so worried about creating and fixated on becoming is already right here, right now. The money you want already exists. The person you want to meet is already alive. The experience you want to have is available now. The idea for that brilliant song you want to write is here now waiting for you to download the information. The knowledge and insight and joy and connection and love are all wagging their hands in your face, trying to get your attention. The life you want is right here, right now. What the hell am I talking about? If it's all here, where is it? Think of it like electricity. Before the invention of the light bulb, most people weren't aware of electricity's existence. It was still here, exactly the same way it is right now. But we hadn't yet woken up to it. It look it took the invention of the light bulb to bring it to our attention. We had to understand how to manifest it into our reality. It's not that the things and opportunities that we want in life don't exist yet. It's that we are not yet aware of their existence or the fact that we can really have them. The more practice you become at being present and connected to source energy, the more available you are to download ideas and seize opportunities that you might miss out on if you are all wrapped up in the endless chatter in your head. There's great Hindu story about a lady who wanted to meet the god Krishna. So she went into the forest, closed her eyes and prayed and meditated on making the god appear, and lo and behold, Krishna came wandering down the forest path toward her. But when Krishna tapped the lady on the shoulder, she, without opening her eyes, told him to get lost because she was busy meditating on a very important goal. When we get so wrapped up in our heads, we miss out on what's available to us right now in the moment. Stop and notice how you feel right now. Feel your breath moving in and out of your body. Feel the air on your skin. Feel your heart beating, your eyes seeing, your ears hearing. Notice the energy inside and outside of you buzzing. Shut off your thoughts and feel your connection to the source. Breathe. Even if you have got bone chilling credit card debts or you haven't spoken to your mother in 6 years, right now in this moment you can find peace and joy in that which simply is. As adults with responsibilities like bodies to care for and mortgages to pay, there's some value in taking a side trip away from the present moment every once in a while. Sometimes we need to think about and plan for the future, as well as study the past in order to learn from it, or laugh about it, or to bury it out back and let it go forever. And if we just stop by for the occasional visits to the future and past, that would be one thing. But the amount of time we spend chewing on junk food, thoughts about what ifs and how comes, Lord help us. The more time you spend in the moment, the richer your life will be. Being present gets you out of your head and connects you to the source in it, which raises your frequency, which attracts things of life frequency to you. And all of those high frequency things and experiences are already here, just waiting for you to join the party. All you have to do is shut up, show up, and usher them in. So we are done with the chapter 3 and we will start the chapter 4 here in this video. The chapter 4 is the big snooze. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. Kurt Cobain. You know who this one is? Right. When I first started getting into self-help read, there was lots of talk about something called the ego. That confused the hell out of me. I always thought that ego was about being conceited and braggy and all. I'm gonna talk on and on about how great I am, and then I'm gonna show you my muscles. Meanwhile, even though arrogance and conceit, which are different from self love and confidence, by the way, are part of the ego. They are not, as I later learned, the whole deal. In the self-help spiritual community, ego is used to refer to the shadow self, or the false self, or the self that's acting like a weenie. It's the part of us that's driving the bus when we do things like sabotage our happiness by cheating on our husbands or wives because deep down we don't feel worthy of being loved, or that refuses to follow our hearts and pursue an acting career because we are terrified to be seen for who we really are, or that goes on and on about how great we are and shows off our muscles because we are insecure and need lots of outside validation that we are good enough. In other words, there's more than one way to go on an ego trip. From here on out, I'm going to refer to the ego as the big snooze or BS for short. I think it'll be less confusing. Plus, I think it's more appropriate since the leading cause of sucking, staying broke, dating morons, uncontrollably crying in public because we hate our lives is that we haven't yet woken up to how truly powerful we are, or to how massively abundant our universe is. Alright, so moving forward, the big snooze operates according to your limiting false beliefs. This is the garbage that was stuffed into your subconscious as a kid that doesn't ring true for you, as well as the decisions you have made about yourself that are less than flattering or empowering. It gets validation from outside sources. I'm doing this to win your love. Your opinion of me is more important than my opinion of me. It's reactive. My circumstances control my life. I am a victim, fear based and extremely committed to keeping you safely confined within the reality you have created based on these limiting false beliefs, otherwise known as your comfort zone. The big snooze lives in the past and in the future and believes you are separate from everything around you, your true self or your higher self or your superhero self, your non-BS self. On the other hand, is the part of you that operates according to your connection to the source energy. It gets validation from within. I love and trust myself. This feels right to me. I have a purpose. I am loved. It's proactive. I am in control of my life. I think I'll head on out and give me some ass, love base, and is committed to creating a reality based on your limitless potential. As soon as you wake up from the big snooze, your true self lives in the present, not stuck in your head, totally believes in miracles and is one with the universe. We all experience life in varying degrees from both perspectives, and while I seriously doubt there's anyone who's totally snooze free, most people are so wrapped up in this BS that they are settling for realities that are way beneath what's available to them. Very few people are even aware of what's available. However, because we live in a fear based society that loves to get all uppity toward people who wake up from the big snooze, blast out of their comfort zones, and follow their hearts into the great unknown. Oftentimes, taking great leaps of faith is labeled as irresponsible or selfish or insane until you succeed, of course. Then you are brilliant. This is because watching someone else totally go for it can be incredibly upsetting to the person who spent a lifetime building a solid case for why they themselves can't. I'm obviously generalizing, and there are plenty of people out there cheering us on. But one of the first things you might have to deal with when you decide to wake up from the big snooze and make massive positive changes in your life is disapproval from other people who are snoring away, especially the people closest to you. Lame as this may sound, they may express their discomfort in all sort of ways. Anger, hurt, bafflement, criticism, snorting every time you talk about your new business or your new friends, constant remarks about how you are not the way you used to be, bro furrowing, worrying, teasing, blocking you from all social media outlets, etc. Surely, are you really going to quit your secure corporate job to open a nail salon when you have got two children, a mortgage, and high blood pressure? So few new businesses succeed, especially in this economy. Aren't you worried about what will happen to your family if you fail? Of course, Shirley is worried about what will happen to her family if she fails. She wakes up every night seized by panic about it, but she's moving past her fear to create something she's really psyched about, rather than dying a slow, painful death hanging around the water cooler with you, whining about how dry the cake was at the birthday party your boss threw for you in the conference room last week. Even though they are often doing it out of love and concern, having others smear their fear and worry all over you is the last thing you need when you are strengthening your superhero muscles to step out and take some risks. So highly recommend keeping your mouth shut around people who are gonna bring you down. Instead, seek out those who are already totally kicking butt or who are lifting up their foot to do so, or people who you know will be supportive and confined in them, because you'll have your own internal freak show to deal with as you try to overcome the objections from your own BS. The big snooze is like an overprotective Italian mother who not only doesn't want you to ever go outside, but who wants you to live with her forever. Her intentions are good, but fully fear based. As long as you stay inside the familiar, risk free zone of your present reality, the big snooze is content. But should you try and sneak past her to attend the rocking party outside, your overprotective, controlling mother is going to claw, scratch, scream, bite, hurl her body in front of your rapidly approaching new life. Basically, she's going to do whatever she can to stop, and it ain't gonna be pretty. It's like when you quit smoking or doing drugs and go into withdrawal. Finally, you have taken a leap and done something that's going to massively improve your life. And for days, sometimes weeks, you feel worse than you did when you were a wild child. You are hacking up all this nasty crap, ridding your body of toxins, shaking, sweating, puking, wondering why on earth you thought this was a good idea. It's really fun. Same goes for when we rid ourselves of limiting subconscious beliefs that have been holding us back and take a giant leap outside our comfort zone. It's a detox of such staggering proportions that sometimes it can feel like the universe is conspiring against us. Trees fall on our cars, our computers crash, we find our significant others in bed with our best friends. We get our identities stolen. We get the flu. Our roofs cave in. We sit in gum. When in reality, the big snooze is creating chaos in an attempt to self sabotage and keep everything as is. Instead of moving forward into unknown yet desperately wanted new territory, every successful person knows this and has been through this. When taking the great leaps forward, life often turns to shit before it turns to shinola. I realize this might seem a bit far-fetched, but remember, you create your reality and you have spent a lifetime creating the one you presently have largely based on your limiting beliefs. When you decide to rewire these beliefs, go for what's truly in your heart and do a massive overhaul on yourself and your world. You are basically murdering the big snooze, and she is going to overcome at you, rolling pin raised high over her head to beat you back into your old life. We are very powerful creatures who create our realities through focused energy, and should our subconscious mind decide to focus that energy at stopping ourselves from taking a risk because it's freaking out and terrified, things can get a little crazy around here. The big snooze will do everything it can to stop you from changing and growing, especially since you are attempting to obliterate the very identity that you and everyone else has come to know as you. Never underestimate the power of the big snooze scorn. Sometimes the big snooze set up emotional blocks to try and stop us. Other times she gets physical. I have a client who decided to quit his ho-hum yet high-paying job to start his dream company from scratch. He had no idea where to start, what he wanted to do, or how he was going to pull it off. And regardless of the fact that he had a family that was counting on him, no guarantees and even fewer leads. He quit his secure job and went for it because he was determined to create a life he loved. That's when the BS hit the fan. He got not one but two flat tires after leaving a coaching session with me. His babysitter ran into his wife's car while driving his car. The water main under his kitchen exploded, and right before his first big deal went through, he got hit by a freaking bus. I'm pleased to report he's fine. But even with all those extremely convincing excuses to say, okay, fine, screw it, you win, he never gave up. Today he finds himself being his own boss, doing what he loves, traveling the world, negotiating multi-million dollar deals, making a huge difference in his client's life, being creative and setting an excellent example for his kid about living life on purpose. A record producer I worked with decided to build her own recording studio. She put all her money and effort into buying all the recording equipment, instruments, amps, soundproofing, etc., only to have the entire thing burned to the ground almost immediately after it was completed. Instead of closing the shades, getting into bed, and sucking her thumb for the next year, she raised the money she needed to rebuild an even better studio and is now rocking so hard that she gets to handpick the musicians she works with and basically live out her fantasy life. So, if you finally decide to quit your soul crushing job and start the pastry shop of your dreams, be not upset if a truck drives through your front window into your scones. Instead of taking this as a sign that you shouldn't have opened your shop, take it to mean that you are ridding yourself of your BS and moving in the right direction. Growth ain't for weenies, but it's nowhere near as painful as living the life you are living right now. If you are not really going for it, if you want to take control of your life and turn it into something as spectacularly you as have the people I described above, stop at nothing. Have faith, trust that your new life is already here and is far better than the old. Hang tight if the big snooze pitches a fit. Whatever happens, stay the course because there's nothing cooler than watching your entire reality shift into one that is the perfect expression of you. So, thank you everyone. We have completed chapter 4, and in the next video, we will start with the chapter 5. Self perception is a zoo. I hope you are very consistent and enjoying and learning. Thank you.